What's up, viewers? Today is the day of catching up, and if the title of this video is not catching up, period, then something else has happened throughout the course of this day that I have not foreseen. So, let's see, I have already caught up on my vlogs, which is good. I released both of the vlogs that I failed to release earlier, last night, and I have also caught up on sleep. I went to bed quite early yesterday and slept for a ridiculous amount of time. Actually, hang on, let me make a cut and see what my watch says that I slept. Hang on. Well, apparently my watch sucks and says I slept 0 hours, which is not the case whatsoever. But that's besides the point. I'm pretty sure I slept like 11 hours overall. It was good stuff. So I've now finally caught up on vlogs, I've caught up on sleep, and the final thing to catch up on is work. So I'm currently in the middle of working on my math problem set. I've got to finish some proposals, so one for my bio final project and one for my math final project. I believe there are theory office hours tonight, so maybe I should start working on theory as well. Lots of work to do, also reading the papers for bio, just tons of stuff. So all Sunday today I'll be spending sitting here doing work, and I think by the end of the evening I'll be able to catch up because I feel very refreshed, I feel very good, I feel very happy. I've gotten the break that I feel I deserved. I've got enough sleep. I've caught up on everything, and I'm ready to sit down and start cranking through it. So maybe I'll do a time lapse later today, maybe not, but that is the situation. Actually, let me turn the lights on. It's a beautiful, bright day. I'm gonna go to lunch in about 10 minutes, so I felt like I might as well check in today. So today's gonna be one of those like really happy, fun vlogs, I think, and I'll try to check in throughout the day, because other than doing work, I'm really not doing very much. So maybe I'll go outside at some point, maybe fly the drone even. We'll see. But yeah, I shall see you guys in the next check-in. Peace. Status update, status update, status update. Hello, what's up, you guys? I haven't seen you guys in a while. Yeah, I've just been sitting here doing some work. I'm almost done with my math problem set. I finished 2 out of the 3 problems, and I'm currently working on the 3rd one, though I might ditch and abandon that one in a while. I also took a look at my theory problem set, which this week, or I guess we get them every 2 weeks, so this time around is insanely difficult. Like, it's ridiculous. There are 7 problems, each of them has multiple different components, and a lot of it is on material that I've never seen before, except for in lecture, which, as you guys know, I don't really follow very well. So luckily I do record every single lecture on video, so I'll be able to go through those and potentially pick up on stuff, but gee, like this is gonna be bad. I looked through this because I thought there might be office hours tonight, and then I went and read the email, and the email actually says that the office hours that are supposed to be tonight are canceled until next week. So I'm gonna ditch theory for now, because I'm definitely gonna need to talk to somebody about this. I can't figure this out on my own. Maybe 2 of the 7 problems I can do like right now at this moment, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about the other 5, but that's quite alright. Other than that, yeah, so almost done math. Have not done any bio stuff, so I will need to switch to that at some point. I also need to go outside at some point and take a nap. So all these things are coming at some point today. I will continue checking in with you guys as long as I keep remembering, and yeah, see you guys later. My friends, I just finished my math stuff, and before transitioning to biology, I decided I would go and grab some dinner. So here I am, rolling along to dinner. Yay! See you guys after. Do you see me? Okay. Alright, my friends, hello, and welcome to the portion of this vlog that I almost forgot about. The Q&A portion that I promised you guys ages ago. I don't know how I managed to forget about this, but I am currently pulling up the vlogs for the whole past week and seeing from your comments what I should answer. So, let's get right into it. I'm just gonna go through these in the order that they are presented here on this page, so should be pretty fun. Let's go for it. Number 1, Tay Spoders asks, how do you feel about quadratic equations? Well, they're more intense than linear equations, but not quite as intense as cubic equations. So, number 2, Monkey Plays says, what is your favorite cube? The one, the only, the 3x3 original Rubik's Cube. Unless you were asking about brand, in which case this Diane Guhong. I know there are much better cubes on the market, however, I have never experienced anything better than this, because I have not purchased a cube in about 3 years. So, since this was the best cube when I purchased it 3 years ago, it's my favorite one. When I next purchase a Moyu or a whatever the hell the best cube is currently on the market, that is probably going to become my favorite cube. But currently it's the 3x3 Rubik's Cube made by Diane. I'm told that this is a bad cube, but I like it. NG Bowie asks, will you tell us what school you go to? The answer to that question is yes. Now, just a quick little disclaimer, if any of you actually want to find out what school I go to, you can feel free to email me personally and we can talk about it if you have a good reason to know. Otherwise, I will tell you guys as soon as I graduate what school I go to. No particular reason, I just think it's more interesting this way, and you guys get to see this in a bit more of a raw, just like college life. It doesn't really matter what the school is, and it doesn't really matter who I am. All that matters is I'm a regular college student at a regular college, I do my thing, and you guys just watch it, and you guys enjoy it. Sparish Ailawadi asks, what courses are you taking at school? Well, as I've said many, many times in this vlog, I am currently taking, number 1, a computer theory course, a graduate computer theory course, which sucks. Number 2, a graduate seminar on multi-agent systems inspired by biological systems. This, we study ants and bees and, I don't know, molds and all that stuff. Essentially a bunch of little small things all coupling together to create, you know, incredible systems that, by working together, achieve incredible results. And how can we build systems, build artificial systems that can mimic this stuff, and essentially try and build little small robots that individually are stupid, but together accomplish great things. So it's a really, really interesting course, but I have to read a lot of papers per week for it, so it's a little bit annoying. Benjo S asks, what board game, card game do you recommend for a 12-year-old boy? Well, I don't play very many board or card games, unfortunately. However, of those that I have played, I am a big fan of Settlers of Catan, as some of you guys know from viewing some earlier vlogs. If any of you guys have ever played Monopoly, it's pretty much Monopoly on crack. Now, here's the thing, Monopoly is a fantastic game. I like that one as well, so that's an amazing board game. Settlers of Catan is like the next level of that. It's a little bit more complicated, involves a little bit more people, and involves a little bit more strategy than luck than Monopoly. However, it is still very much based on luck and roll of the dice and who goes first and all that stuff. So the best game on top of that is a game that is called Castles of Burgundy. It's a very little known board game. It's very complex. It takes a long time to learn, a long time to play, but once you do, it is the most strategic board game I've ever played. There's almost no luck involved. It's all about strategy and thinking ahead, 5, 10, 20 steps ahead. It's a very complex, multi-layered game, but if you get really into it and you play with really smart people, it's a really, really insane, intense, competitive game. So Castles of Burgundy, check that game out. I'll put the name in the description if you guys don't understand what I'm saying. Creamer asks, give a commentary on the current state of the primary. I could make many 10-minute videos, many 20-minute videos on this whole thing. I've been discussing it a lot with my roommates over the past couple months. Here I'm going to give a brief little broad strokes thing, but I think I might make a separate video on that in a couple weeks / months once things settle down a little bit more. But essentially, I believe that Trump is probably going to become the Republican nominee given his insane lead. I think the Republican Party is entirely screwed because of what has happened with the Trump situation. The entire party is kind of falling apart at the seams. There's the establishment versus the anti-establishment business going on. So if Trump wins from the popular vote standpoint, the establishment, now that they have kind of essentially told everybody that they're not standing behind him, is going to find it very difficult to actually rally up and stand behind them. Or if the primary ends up going to a brokered convention, which means that nobody gets the necessary majority amount of votes in this primary, then the Republican Party is going to have a big question on its hands, because if it does not elect Trump, the people who have already voted for Trump are all going to shift over to the Democratic side or some independent side or whatever. They're going to run away from the Republican Party because they're going to be really, really mad. And if they do elect Trump, they're going to go back on their own words and kind of shoot themselves in the foot. So Trump is probably going to win, but he is destroying the Republican Party, and that is a sight to behold. On the Sanders and Clinton side, I am definitely a fan of Sanders and of Sanders' kind of ideas. I think he's the most genuine candidate out there right now. He's also kind of anti-establishment, sort of like Trump, but he's a lot more reasonable, he's a lot more smart, and from what I've read, I think Sanders, head-to-head against Trump, is performing a lot better than Clinton is head-to-head against Trump. However, Clinton has insane roots in the political system, from Bill Clinton being president, all this whole superdelegate thing. There's a reason why Clinton has 500 superdelegates to Sanders 50, is because Bill Clinton and the whole Clinton family has insane connections in the political system. So I think that's a whole mess as well. I think Sanders should be given a fair fight, and he has been given a fair fight, and I think he is going to continue progressing. However, the next couple of weeks, we've got a bunch of primaries that are going to be favorable towards Clinton. So unfortunately, I do believe that Clinton is going to be the nominee and probably the president of the United States, which is a little bit unfortunate because I genuinely don't think she's a very good candidate. I think she cares more about herself and being in a position of leadership than she does about her constituencies. And the only reason I say this is because she keeps flip-flopping back and forth on her stances on certain positions. At least that's the perception that I have. And so, I don't know, but whatever. Hillary is probably better than Trump, but Sanders, I think, beats both of them out of the water. Unfortunately, I think he's running at the wrong time, and so America currently is not ready for a candidate like Sanders. Nellyville6502 asks, what is your favorite genre of music? What is your favorite subject in school? If you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Favorite genre of music? I'm going to give you guys a bit of an unconventional question. I am a big fan of listening to audiobooks. I do listen to music, but I don't... pretty much the music I listen to is like top 40, rap, pop, hip-hop, whatever, like, you know, dancing around. And while I'm doing work, I listen to like epic music, like big drums, big basses, you know, film scores and all that stuff. But the majority of my time is spent listening to audiobooks. I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter audiobooks, big fan of Russian books in a bunch of different areas. I can probably give you guys a whole different video on my recommendations for audiobooks for you guys to listen to or books for you guys to read. But yeah, that is my favorite kind of thing to listen to. Favorite subject in school is computer science. That is why I'm majoring in computer science. I do like mathematics as well, but computer science is a lot better, in my opinion. It's a lot more interesting, and essentially it brings out the most interesting parts of mathematics and allows you to implement them on large scale. So I think computer science is the future of the world and is an amazing subject, and I love doing it. If I had $1 million, what would I do with it? I would probably invest it and then work for another 4 or 5 years, and by the time I'm done working, that $1 million would have probably grown to a significant amount given accumulating interest, at which point I can retire early and focus entirely on things that I love doing, such as YouTube, travel, and other things like that. So that is what I would do. I would invest it for now, work for 5 years, because I'm currently in a position where I have a lot of energy and a lot of passions and a lot of capacity to create more wealth. So that $1 million for now, I would put it to the side, invest it, do my own thing, and then come back to it once it has grown into a bigger sum, something more significant, something that where I can actually quit my job and do whatever the hell I want for the rest of my life. Michael Ross says, what is your full name? That, just like the school that I go to, is information that I'm not going to reveal, and in fact, I'm probably not going to reveal it at any point. You can probably find out if you really snoop around, but for now, just let's say my full name is Sergs B. Ivana Zirajevic asks, hi, who did you watch when you first started cubing? I mean, whose tutorial did you watch, and what is your main? Fun fact, I started cubing back in 2007 when I was in 7th grade, and as many of you guys know, YouTube only came out in 2006. In fact, the first Rubik's Cube video on the internet was in 2006, so I in fact did not use YouTube to learn how to solve the cube. In fact, a friend of mine on my school bus taught me how to solve the first 2 layers, and because he thought I was smart for some reason, he asked me to try and help him solve the 3rd layer, and I was so frustrated by my inability to actually solve it that I went online, found a bunch of algorithms, and sat there for a whole day, learned it, and was like, boom, I got this. And then I went back and I taught him and I taught so many other people, and I started teaching people for months and months and months, and then afterwards I was like, you know what, I'm spending so much time teaching every single individual person, why don't I just make a video and link people to it, and that way they'll actually be able to, you know, find me and watch it, and one thing led to another, and now we have a video with 11 million views on YouTube from me teaching people how to solve a Rubik's Cube. It's funny how the world works. Abhinad K asks, when are your summer breaks and when is OLL and PLL coming? My summer break begins in early June, but I have a lot of plans throughout June. If you guys go to my, you know, how to solve a Rubik's Cube faster or whatever, how to speed solve a Rubik's Cube video, in that description I have kind of approximate months and dates as to when this stuff is coming out. I do believe it's somewhere around June or July, but essentially around July you can expect a bunch of videos from me, which by that point, anybody who's watching this video and is interested in that material will probably be able to learn it from other resources online. But yeah, that's when my videos are going to be coming out for that stuff. As you can tell, I am way too overswamped right now to be doing anything cubing related, so definitely wait until the summer for that stuff to come out. Vamshi Darisi asks, how are you? I am very good. Thank you very much for asking. Lego Master asks, what do you want to be when you finish your courses at school? Like, what is my job? I am, in fact, in the fall of this year, going to New York City to work as a software developer at a software development company. So if you guys stick around until September, you will get fun stuff about living in New York City and working in New York City and working as a software developer and like a whole big new grown-up life. But that is what I intend to do when I graduate school. In yesterday's vlog, Nellyville6502 asked, have you ever explained what Leads is? Yeah, so 2.5 years ago, I began a program called Leads, which is a program on this campus where we teach students good leadership practices. It spans about 7 or 8 weeks per semester. It happens every single Sunday for an hour and a half. We bring in speakers. We teach people great leadership skills such as public speaking, crisis management, negotiation, pretty much anything you can think about from a leadership perspective. I started this program about 2.5 years ago, like I said, and it was like a mess, a right mess. And it was very difficult to organize. It was very difficult to find speakers, but we kind of somehow pulled it through. And every semester since then, it's kind of been growing. It's kind of my little baby. And this semester, I'm not allowed to run anymore because I'm a second semester senior, and second semester seniors here are not allowed to run anything. Like, you kind of end your terms at the end of the fall semester. So I have 2 new chairs who are now running the show, and I'm kind of there supplementing, helping them out because I have all the experience and all the expertise of many years of running Leads, and I'm just kind of watching what they do with the program. So that's kind of a brief spiel as to what Leads is and what my involvement with that is. Bram Wells asks for Q&A, can you solve a pyraminx? If by pyraminx you mean the little triangular cube, my teacher gave me one of those back in 7th grade, and I sat there breaking my head over it for about an hour, and then I figured it out. But since then, I have not seen one or touched one. So I guess the answer to that is yes, I can solve one because I have solved one before, but I don't have the actual, full understanding of how to solve one, and I don't own one. However, I do intend to make some videos on a pyraminx. I did order one from Amazon, and it should be coming anytime soon. I will do an unboxing on it, learn it, and then teach you guys how to do it on my main channel. That is all for today's Q&A. I apologize that this took so long, but I don't really like ignoring questions, and I also don't like, blowing questions off. So hopefully this has been in-depth enough for everybody who has asked questions. We will do another one of these next Sunday if you guys continue having questions. So again, the question of the day today will be, what are other questions that you have for me? They can either be follow-ups from what I said today, or any other new questions that you are interested in. As always, thank you very much for watching. This is my favorite part of YouTube here, interacting with all of you guys, all you new people who I never ever in my life would have met if it hadn't been for this vlog. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for asking questions. Thanks for sticking around. I love doing this. I'm gonna go back to my work now after editing up this 17-minute Q&A component of this vlog. This is gonna be probably the longest vlog I've ever released on this channel. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic start to your week, and I will see you all tomorrow.